Hey, and good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on TSSR Game Time Live, just about ready to get things underway. You are, of course, seeing and listening to West Prairie versus Southeastern here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. As the two teams get ready to greet each other out here on the court, starting for West Prairie, it is Callie Wright, Lindsey Dunn, Janie Phelps, Paige Kitch, joined by Ava Beck and Taylor Richardson in the festive pink night here. Tim Kerr, the coach of the Southeastern Ladies Suns, he has out there on the court. Momentarily, Gracie Arthur will check in, joined out there by Abigail Schaefer, Riley Van Fleet. Also back to serve now is Abigail Schaefer. We'll get those. You know what happens when your eyes are old? You have a hard time seeing the numbers. Servers across, off Kitch. Brown going to help it out. Richardson bumps it through. And going to be popped up front there by Branchfield. Tipped across after load from Schaefer, and the Cyclones will hit it back. Paige Kitch in the corner and good, and it is 1-0, a lead here for West Prairie. Again, glad you're alongside for TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Janie Phelps will go back to serve it now for the Cyclones, leading 1-0 in this one. Screaming line drive, caught in the back row there by Van Fleet. They'll load her up for the back row attack. Phelps digs, helped out by Dunn, and bumped over by Beck. Arthur is underneath it. Schaefer going to set it to the middle. Bostic tips it deep, and they're going to say caught the back line. That is a 1-1 tie here in this game number one. Madison Branchfield coming back to serve for the Suns. Her serve into the back row, and underneath it is Brown. Phelps going to bring it outside. Beck cross courts it past the arms of Savannah Ramsey and in. Nice job by Ava Beck. John cutting court there.
Yeah, we've seen two good hits here early from the Cyclones. One from Paige Kitch, that one there from Ava Beck, and both of them resulting in points, just solid hits, and the Cyclones are going to look to keep that up as they're going to want to win this game.
2-1 lead here for the Cyclones, served by Paige Kitch. Schaefer gets in the back row, popped up there by and helped through by Van Fleet and Ramsey. Now set in the middle, Ava Beck will bump it over. Arthur takes it on the back row of the libero. Schaefer outside the load to Ramsey, catches the back line and good. And makes it a 2-2 tie. Say that 30 times fast. Gracie Arthur will slap dribble it, ready to serve here, trying to unknot the tie. Serve is off Kitch on the right side. Phelps going to bring it outside. Moore will tip, and bring it up there is Ramsey to Schaefer. Tipped through, rolled over the net, and right back. And then on the attempt back, Riley Van Fleet couldn't quite get it over, and that'll earn a side out to West Prairie. Callie Wright in, Taylor Richardson out, as Jersey Brown will serve now, a 3-2 Cyclone lead. Low line drive off Arthur, and up to the net. Ramsey cannot get it out of there, so 3-3 tie. Brown unloads again off Arthur, high up front, set in the middle by Van Fleet, dug off the floor by Brown, kept alive, and then Moore brings it over. Arthur digs it for the Lady Suns. Outside setup once again, brought out by Ramsey. Brown and Phelps bring it to right to bump over, and Southeastern loads it again. Tipped by Schaefer, Kitch underneath it. Beck pops it up, sent back across, and dug up by Brown. Phelps going to load into the middle. That is Moore. Picked up there in the back row by Arthur. Schaefer, quick setup, Van Fleet, dug back row again by Brown. Phelps tried to get to it, but couldn't. And it drops down and in for a 4-3 Lady Sun lead. Serving now is Savannah Ramsey for the Lady Suns of Southeastern. She'll load it up, let it go. Line drive off of Brown. Into the middle to Phelps. Set back for Beck. She'll try to tip it and can't quite get it across the net there. Ramsey again. I sense screaming line drive off a Kitch. Beck pops it up, and Moore will bump it over. Southeastern not getting much on the, or West Prairie not getting much on the attack. Schaefer going to flip that one over. And Phelps a little struggle with it. So it's 6-3 now, Southeastern. Don't forget, JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game night, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell. Cheer our area teams on to victory. Nice spike in the back row there by Arthur, and now Beck brings it through. Arthur takes it. They bring it up front, and Van Fleet off the arm of Beck and down to make it 7. Actually, it is now, they say 6-4 there up at the score show. I thought it was 7-3. But anyway, we'll step aside. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Back here, and thank you again for tuning us in. Thanks for turning us on. Glad you're alongside on TSSR Game Time Live. And John, the Cyclones, if they're going to get back in this, got to do start changing things. Well, there we go.
That just what the doctor ordered there, Greg. So far in this matchup, the Cyclones having a bit of trouble handling these upfront hitters of the Southeastern Suns, and I'm not sure if they called a net violation there or what. Southeastern is going to have the serve again.
Serve is through off of Brown. Beck going to pop it up and over to Callie Wright. Arthur will set it up here and brought through Schaefer. Rejected up there by Wright and Beck. Popped over. And up it comes for Kitch. Right set up from Phelps. Arthur going to dig it into the back row. And then bumped across by Branchfield. Phelps back set for Beck. That one hit into the net, and it'll make it now 8-4. I think they changed the score. Serving once again. Their service game has been on point. Kitch to Phelps, outside to Morse. She'll hit it across. Dug up there by Arthur, set at the net, tipped over by Van Fleet, and good. It was a net violation anyway, as that one dropped in. Savannah Ramsey back again, and she has really run the table. Got him out to a 9-4 advantage. Screaming line drive. That one in on, oh, they're going to say out on the back line. Annika Clark will come in. Janie Phelps will go out for West Prairie. A little different setup for them. Beck hammers it over, and now they'll work it outside to Schaefer. Schaefer across court, catch up with it to Beck for more. Brings it back across court past a diving Schaefer. Made a great effort at it. And a critical side out there for West Prairie. John, you got to be impressed with Southeastern's net game so far.
Yeah, so far Southeastern has done a good job up front, but something that has been working for the Cyclones, as we saw in that last hit from Natalie Moore, is attacking the opposite side of the net. We've seen a couple balls hit there, and that's proved successful for West Prairie, so we'll see if they can keep that up.
And Southeastern getting another side out there. They lead it here at 10-6. Served by Van Fleet off of Kitch, and now Beck's going to have to help it across. Schaefer set to the outside, set from the outside from Ramsey. Cyclones play it. Beck will pound it across. Arthur digs it back row. They're not going to get to it, and a side out for West Prairie. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday as an option. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 a year or $38 if you're 65 and older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Ramsey going to set it up at the net, tapping it through his Branchfield. Loaded back up for Clark from the Cyclones. Now dug back row by Ramsey. Pounded over by Van Fleet. Nobody home in that right corner. And Southeastern takes an 11-7 advantage. 11-7 advantage here, and as service through, low line drive off of Dunn. Kitch going to tap it across, then sent right back across by Bostick. Beck can't get it, drops in good. Southeastern limiting West Prairie's opportunities here, as it has been pretty quiet so far. What's that? Yeah, if you would. Sorry, well, Dwayne and I are working some things out. Just have to turn it on by that button. Serve on the way, low line drive into the net. And that's going to bring Gracie Arthur back into the game. Must be Haley Davison. Nope. Yeah, it is. Serve across there by Callie Wright. Set up front to Van Fleet, and Beck able to dive and get to it, kept alive. Bostick flips it over, out of bounds. 13-8 lead for West Prairie. That'll make it 13-9 on the side out here.
Nice effort there from Ava Beck to keep that one off the ground.
And I'll apologize, folks. Don't have a scoreboard tonight. Got a couple issues with it. It is up and going to be bumped across. Richardson played it, tipped over by Beck. Van Fleet, now they'll set it outside. Schaefer is in the back row right. Trying to get to Richardson, and Beck hit in the back row by Wright and out of bounds, 14-9. Jersey Brown will come in. 14-9, 5-point advantage here for Southeastern. Schaefer, middle back row, done up with it to Beck. And Clark not able to get to that one. It is 15-9. See if Coach Drew Snyder will take a timeout. We'll stay right here and thank some of our very fine sponsors, including this West Prairie game stream, made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems in the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Talk to Daphne or Evan today at Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb for surprisingly great rates. Call them at 309-837-1200 or stop and see them at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For all your fresh produce needs, be sure to follow our Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Schaefer will let it go again. Back row done is there. Beck going to pop it up for Kitch to bring over. High lollipopper over to Arthur. And now Schaefer at the net. That one tipped by Ramsey. West Prairie keeps it alive. Bumped over by Brown, and Arthur's got it. Schaefer for Van Fleet. That one going to hit the top of the net. Will not get across the recommended daily allowance of 3 hits. And makes it 15-10. Phelps will come in replacing Clark. As they load up. Phelps, screaming line drive off of the arms of Van Fleet and down. And it will make it 15-11. Yep, that one's my daughter, in case you hadn't guessed.
Did you teach her that one, Greg?
I sure did. Hey, I wasn't bad at serving in volleyball. Serve off of Arthur right back up to the net. Richardson says, thanks for the gumball, Mickey. 15-12, couple points in a row now. Southeastern needing a stop. Line drive off of Ramsey. Up for Van Fleet from Schaefer, lobs it back row, catches the corner. Nice shot there by Van Fleet. And actually, I'll admit this, folks at home, wherever you're listening to, and please do let us know where you're listening. There's a chat feature there. You can let us know. Southeastern actually with a size advantage on the Cyclones. Phelps going to set that up. Richardson can't quite get to it. I guess they say touched at the net. Hit back across Arthur, and they couldn't get to it. Branchfield was trying to get there. And I think maybe Southeastern was thinking that it was going to be 4 hits or something, kind of the way they had the confusion there, John.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it. The referees said that it went off the hands, I'm guessing, and Southeastern with a bit of miscommunication, letting the ball drop, and a big hit there up front by
Riley Van Fleet. Aspen Bostic will go out. And now Arthur sends it. Right side, Richmond not able to get to it, 17-13. Lead is now 4 for Southeastern. They've had about a 3 to 4 point lead. Serve off of, up for more from Phelps. She'll hammer it. Arthur says, have it right back. And Phelps coming to it again. Couldn't get to that time, as West Prairie struggling a little bit with the pass so far here. 19-13, Southeastern by 6.
Yeah, and West Prairie running some different lineups here tonight than what we've seen in the past. That might have a part to do with it. These girls just not being able, just not out of their comfort zone, I guess I should say. Not playing with the same people that they usually do.
Moore brings that one through. That one she'll get, and got to give Arthur the credit. Man, she was going all the way to the wall to try to get that one. Couldn't quite get there. And so it'll be 19-14. Side out back over to the West Prairie Cyclones. Serve by Brown in the back row. Branchfield takes it. Arthur helps it out. Bumped over by Van Fleet and picked up there by Brown. Set up for Beck from Phelps. She'll go to Schaefer. Back set for her. Sent across. Phelps is there to dig it up. Over to right, who'll flip it across. One hand save at the floor. Nice job there by Branchfield. Spiked through. Richmond will bring it up. Bumped over by Brown. And now played by Schaefer for Van Fleet. Flipped over. Phelps will dig. Out to Brown. Brown sets it up. Tipped by Beck down into the corner. Nice over the head shot by Branchfield up for Ramsey. And that one did not get across. Wow, John, great rally for both the teams going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and this game, it's been pretty close so far. Both of these teams fairly even matched. And we've seen in the scores, the score just keeps going back and forth as West Prairie gets another clean point there off the serve, making it 16-19, and Southeastern will take a timeout.
So will we. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Yetter Farm Equipment Facilities in Colchester and Macomb, Illinois, is an agriculture equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930 and is currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. 19-16 now the lead here for Southeastern. As served by Brown, pounds it off of Arthur, high in the air. Ramsey outside, tap is over, and picked up there by Brown. Phelps going to bring it back, set for Beck. Cross the tape and down. And a nice shot there, I guess, by the crank zone. 19-17. Lead is now 2. Southeastern looking for a stop. The Cyclones looking to press the advantage. Brown popped it up over to Branchfield for Schaefer to hit through. Moore digs it up. Wright helps it out. And Moore brings it back row. Arthur, Branchfield, Schaefer to bump over. Richmond had it, but couldn't get her hands on it. So that'll bring it to Southeastern, leading 20-17 here. 3-point advantage. As I said, Lady Sons have controlled about a 3 to 4 point advantage most of the time. Serve off of Brown up to Phelps at the net. Set for Beck. She'll tip and drop it home. Little different variation of what they usually do. And now Phelps will go out as Clark will come in. As serving will be Beck. Beck. Line drive off Arthur. Popped high in the air. Needs a little help. Branchfield helps. Schaefer will pound it across. Picked up there by Brown. Set it to the outside for Moore. And Moore hits it off the hands of Branchfield and down. So we got it. And what do you expect from these two teams? You expect really tight, good games. And that's what we've got shaping up here, John, in game one.
Yeah, and the gym's starting to come alive here now late in this one, trying to urge these girls on to a win as they are within 1 point now.
Serve onto the back row. Nice save by Ramsey. And bumped over by Van Fleet, popped up by Wright. Bumped over by Moore. Arthur up front, Ramsey right to Wright, who says, I'll take that. 20-20 tie. You expect that with these two teams to play a close, tight game all the way along.
And just like that, the Cyclones tying that one up. And all it takes is a few mistakes here and there, and West Prairie's right back in this one.
Serve by Beck. Picked up by Schaefer. Over to Ramsey. She'll set it back over for Schaefer. Schaefer lobs it over. Richmond's got it. Beck going to help it out. Right. Tips. And Ramsey up with it. Van Fleet going to back Tibbet. Over for Schaefer. Popped up by Beck. Brown going to help it out. Clark will hit it into the net, and it makes it 21-20. 21-20 lead here. Glad you're alongside on the stream. Please do say something where you are listening from or watching. Serve, nice booming shot by Van Fleet. Clark going to bring it into the middle, and then Moore will bump it through. Arthur is there. Set in the middle. Branchfield lobs it back row, and we have a net violation on West Prairie. 22-20. Got a substitution coming in.
Could prove a big mistake there from West Prairie as they had it within, or they had the game tied. Now Southeastern with a 2-point lead and the ball.
Served by Van Fleet off of Moore. Brown going to help it out and hit through by Moore. Schaefer takes it. Coming up to Ramsey. Back for Van Fleet. Lobs back row. Brown is there. Need a little help. Right over to Beck. Bumps it back row. Brought up for Ramsey. That one near the net and hit down by Clark. Clark going to try it again, and a lift called. That's a nice try by Van Fleet, but she was just too close to the floor. Couldn't get her hands on it. It's 22-21. Lindsey Dunn now in to serve for West Prairie. Serve popped up. Schaefer going to bring it, and confusion. Ramsey and Van Fleet couldn't decide who was going to take it. We're tied at 22. Timeout called. On the floor, you're listening and watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
Welcome back here, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And of course, now folks, we'll take a break after the JV game, and then we'll come back with the varsity game. But I will warn you, there's going to be about a 20-minute live auction in between. This is the pink night. Lindsey Dunn the serve. Off Ramsey. Schaefer tips. Dunn takes it back. Up for Wright. Hits it back row. Up front. Nobody home for Southeastern. Cyclones take a 23-22 lead.
Cyclones with the first lead of this set, I believe.
Led it 2-0. And Van Fleet to Schaefer. Back to Van Fleet. And Dunn tries to get it back row. A couple girls collide. Beck brings it over. And Arthur's got it up front. Ramsey, can I get it out of the net? And it is 24-22. 24-22. West Prairie can take the leader, being down by 3 or 4 most of the way. Served by Dunn, off of Ramsey. Schaefer set outside Branchfield. And we've got a net violation on West Prairie. So 24-23, you can't cut it. If Southeastern's going to win it, we're going to have to play a little overtime. Kinley Welsh will come in. Annika Clark will go out. And back to the Southeastern, back to serve. Serve, screaming line drive off Dunn. Beck going to pop it up. Welsh, back row. And that one was touched and down. And West Prairie takes game number 1, 25-23. We'll take this quick break. and be back in just a moment. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, you know, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
And welcome back here as the old guy hit the wrong thing. We do want to thank United Community Bank. Their services are designed to keep you in the game. And designed to keep you in the game when you are on the go.
Cassie Putnam is 20.
Okay.
20.
There we go. We're doing a little extra paperwork here. Did not have somebody on the roster when we were looking for that. Wanted to correct that. But United Community Bank services designed to keep you in the game when you are on the go. With online and mobile banking, that's nothing but net to friendly service you can count on from the leader, Community Banking. Choosing UCB is always a slam dunk. Visit a location near you with branches in Bushnell, Colchester, and 2 in Macomb. UCB, member FDIC. Putnam is the name of the girl. Was that first name again, Cassie?
Cassie, yes,
Cassie
sir.
Putnam. Okay. Want to make sure we got her into the program. On the program, in the program, around the program, somewhere over the program, I don't know. Some of those extra things we have to do here. 25-23 was the first game. West Prairie knocking off Southeastern. It's a big win for West Prairie. Big match, early intensity here. And again, just a reminder, folks, after we get the JV game in the books, we will be gone a little bit longer than normal, as you'll have to switch streams to watch the varsity contest. It will be a second stream on there, as we will be having a auction. Silent live auction going on. Janie Phelps will start with the serve for game 2. Serve is off Van Fleet. Ramsey pops it high. Bostic brings it over. Brown takes it. Phelps out for Kitch. And Kitch brings it back row off Van Fleet. Schaefer loaded for Ramsey. Back row. Brown is there. Phelps back set it to Beck. Into the back row. Van Fleet flips it high. Schaefer loading left. And Ramsey going to hit it into the net. So 1-0 West Prairie takes the advantage. And want to say thank you to all our fine sponsors on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Phelps unloads a line drive off Van Fleet. And now loaded up for Ramsey, dug by Phelps. Dunn takes it, Beck bumps it over, and Arthur digs it up. The libero for the Suns, up for Bostic. Rejected by Taylor Richardson, as she knocks that one down. Do want to say, I know they're probably not listening, but good luck to my little 5th and 6th graders here at Dallas City. Phelps unloads another one. And now up, tipped over by Van Fleet. Phelps digs it up. Richardson flips it through. Taken by Van Fleet to Schaefer. Loaded for Ramsey. Kitch with a one-hand save. Back up with it. Dunn brings it across, and Southeastern plays. Arthur there to Schaefer. Here's the long load up to Ramsey. Partially blocked. And Ramsey will get a point with the kiss. It is 2-1. A 1-point advantage here for the West Prairie Cyclones in this one. Serve comes through by Davison. Set up to the outside. And they say it did not get across in the recommended daily allowance of 4 hits. Yes, that is Madison Branchfield. Back to serve. Her serve off of Dunn in the back row. Phelps will back set for Kitch. Cross court, Schaefer right there. Bostic to Schaefer, the back row attack. Phelps digs again. Brown up for Beck to attack, and it goes off of Schaefer. Arthur bumping over, rolls it. And set back for Beck. She'll tip. Bostic not able to get it there. Drops it down and good. And 3-2, 1 point lead here for the Cyclones. Nat Moore comes in. Sitting down will be Lindsey Dunn, and Paige Kitch back to serve. Serve by Kitch to Schaefer. And she'll unload that one, though, right into the net. And it makes it 4-2.
And you get the feeling that this set here is going to follow the trend of the first set, as neither team was able to take a substantial lead and close the contest throughout all of it until West Prairie is finally able to come out with the win. We'll see how this set plays out here.
Schaefer to Ramsey. Arthur. High shot to Kitch. Phelps on the run to Moore, who will bring it over off Arthur. Schaefer now up for Ramsey. Off the blocks, and Brown's there. Phelps going to load long for Moore. She'll punch it over. Schaefer quickly back to Ramsey. Tips. Hangs on the net. Richardson got it. And up to the net, it is Beck pushing it through. Schaefer up with it. Van Fleet over. Kind of wild back and forth play here. Phelps back set for Beck. Off of Schaefer. Arthur up and Van Fleet over. Now to West Prairie. Phelps up for Richardson. Off the blocks and down. And the Cyclones taking advantage. We have seen some long rallies back and forth here between the two teams. Paige Kitch slap dribbles it again. 5-2 West Prairie leader serve. Now brought up for Schaefer. She'll bring it back row. Brown is there. Phelps going to bring it out for Moore. Moore dug by Branchfield. Nice job at the floor. Van Fleet pounds it in and good. Even got the ponytail moving. Madison Richmond will come in for West Prairie. 5-3, 2 point lead now for West Prairie. Southeastern trying to chip their way back in and force the third. Arthur's serve off Rands, and Moore's got it. Phelps sets it up. Moore dug up there by Ramsey. Schaefer back to Ramsey. Not sure if she was ready for it, but got it. Richmond digs. Setting at the net, and Richardson and Phelps, they got a little confusion there. And it makes it 5-4. Arthur serves it off of Moore. Beck tried to keep it alive, could not do it. And just like that, or Phelps tried to keep it alive. Just like that, we're tied. 5-5 tie, Leah Arthur. Back again, up for Phelps. For Beck in the middle, hit the back row. Schaefer takes it right at the line. And bounce back in again. Nice setup by Putnam. And Ramsey knocking it down. Southeastern pushes their way back into the lead. Arthur, high shot over the head of Richmond and good. That is Gracie Arthur, rather, I should say. Timeout called by West Prairie. Will step aside as well. 7-5, 2 point lead here for Southeastern right on here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Sorry there, folks, had to wet the whistle. If you are playing the home game, consume. As John, great match between the two teams. Man, back and forth, back and forth. Some great defensive plays and some plays where they struggled, but that's how volleyball goes.
Yeah, both teams playing very well here in both sets of the game. As we saw in the first one, very close throughout all of it, and this one's shaping up to be the same way. We've seen a lot of really good rallies here early, and I expect that to continue through the game. We should be in for an exciting second set, Greg.
Well, and that just kind of whets our appetite for the varsity contest, because that one ought to be a really good one as well. Gracie Arthur sets herself, lets it go, and Phelps a little trouble with that one. I think she couldn't decide whether to set it up or not, as she was trying to get it going there. So 8-5 Lady Suns here in game number 2 of the JV set. Served by Arthur off of Brown, up to Beck, to Moore, and off the hands of Arthur and down. Big stop there by the Cyclones. Richardson is out, and coming in is Callie Wright. Here comes Jersey Brown, ready to go. Serve drops in front of Arthur and good. One of the few aces we've had in here. Here it goes. Served by Brown again, 8-7 lead, and Arthur a little trouble with that one. It is tied at 8 apiece. the Southeastern Lady Suns and the West Prairie Cyclones. Cyclones will try to surge into lead. Putnam kind of swung on and missed. Schaefer couldn't get it. 9-8 West Prairie lead.
Jersey Brown really has it working with the serve. A few aces here, and West Prairie's tacking onto this lead.
Serve. Now set up, and they're going to bring it for Branchfield out of the back row. Tip, right keeps it alive. Phelps helps it out, and Richmond has it over. They're set it up for Van Fleet. Back row, Brown gets it, and the Cyclones not able to handle. Big stop for Southeastern. Evens us at 9-9. Not the German-speaking portion of our program, but our scores. Now Ramsey. Creeman line drive, and that one went out of bounds. Just a little bit long there. 10-9 ladies Cyclone lead. Annika Clark in. Phelps goes out for West Prairie. They're setting it up here. Served by Ava Beck. Schaefer is there on the outside. She'll be set back from Ramsey. And Beck had trouble with it. Hits the backboard.
Almost a basket there.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they would have counted that 2 points. Van Fleet going to come back with a 10-10 tie, and you can just figure, just the way it's setting up, it's going to be this way all night long. Van Fleet off Brown. Beck keeps it alive. Clark tries to help it across, but cannot. And 11-10, 1 point advantage now for Southeastern. These two teams really going back and forth at it. Serve to Nat Moore. Beck going to pop it high for Clark. She'll lob it over. And now Ramsey outside for Schaefer. Back row, in and good past Richmond. And it makes it 12-10. So Southeastern trying to take control in this game number 2. West Prairie won the first one, 25-23. Wind and send, and back row. Brown takes it. Beck set in the middle for right. Puts it in and good, and earns a side out. Back to West Prairie. Lindsey Dunn and Paige Kitch will come in. Madison Richmond and Nat Moore will go out for West Prairie. Lindsey Dunn will come in to serve. Lindsey Dunn. Serve is short. Ramsey's right there. Schaefer outside. Branchfield cross courts. Tipped up. Beck out for Kitch. And back row. It's dug up there by Van Fleet. Tipped over by Ramsey. Right. Pops it up. Beck just kind of shoulders it over. And Branchfield's got it. Putnam. Now to Schaefer. Back row. Brown parks under it. Beck up for right. And off of Putnam and down. It is a 12-12 tie.
And so far, the girls up front for the West Prairie Cyclones have been looking much, much better than they did in the first game, able to stick with the Southeastern girls. I'm not exactly sure of the adjustment that was made, but whatever it was, it's proved to pay dividends here for the Cyclones.
Schaefer tips it through off of Beck. Brown going to set it up, and Beck handles it through. Arthur pulled back at the last minute as they hit it out of bounds and makes it 13-12. 13-12. Putnam stands back again as she'll ready to dribble it, ready to let fly. Her serve off of Kitch, high back to the net, tipped back across by Branchfield. Clark is there, back outside for right, and found a home where nobody roamed. Drops it in, Putnam will come out, Arthur will come in. Taylor Richardson back in, Jersey Brown out. They do that 2 for 1. And serving with it now is Callie right, low line drive. Van Fleet on it in the back row. Schaefer loads the middle for Branchfield off a partial block. And Wright not quite able to get there, so earns a side out. Back over to Southeastern. 14-13 they lead. As Schaefer with it again off of Dunn, high in the air to Beck. Back set it, Clark tips it over. And now bumped through by Bostic. Brown digs it up for West Prairie, lobbing high for Kitch. Saved by Ramsey, flipped over by Bostic. Beck, a little trouble with it. Brown. And now Richardson just gets over to Bostic. Southeastern coming again. Ramsey hits it into the tape. And makes it a 14-14 tie. Janie Phelps in, Annika Clark out. Readies it. Takes a few dribbles. Low line dress, screaming shot off of Van Fleet. Bumped up by Arthur and now sent across. Up front, Phelps with it, set outside for Kitch. And it's dug by Van Fleet. Schaefer will load her up for the back row attack. Kitch brings it up. They're going to bring it back to her. Kitch will bump over. Now Van Fleet to Schaefer, set up for Ramsey. Blocked. Kitch keeps it alive. Phelps tips it over, and Arthur has it. Loaded for Van Fleet. Off of Brown, and Phelps couldn't decide who was going to get it. A little miscommunication between the two there. 15-14, 1 point lead for Southeastern. Madison Branchfield, high in the air off of Brown. Phelps to the set, back set. Kitch will tip, and Schaefer digs. Tipped over by Ramsey. Phelps keeps it alive. Kitch brings it back, and Beck will take it over. Arthur now to Schaefer. Quick setup for Van Fleet. Poke down, and they're not able to get there in time. Drops home for a 16-14 lead. Southeastern leads it here by 2. And John, Southeastern, just these two playing it real tight here. Well, I'll say that, and then they serve it, and that the broadcaster's curse.
Yeah, neither one of these teams able to pull out to a substantial lead, and as we know in volleyball, all it takes is one mistake for that to snowball into something. So I think this game is really going to come down to whichever team makes a few mistakes in a row first.
Now Brown to Phelps. Moore brings it back row. Arthur, a nice dig on the back row. Schaefer loading for Branchfield. Lollipopper. Brown's there. Phelps back set for Beck. Pounds it. Nice dig by Schaefer. Van Fleet sends it over. They back set it again. Beck. Dug by Schaefer. Bostic. And Phelps is underneath it. Brown for Beck. And a little bit too long and out of bounds. 17-15, lead is out to 2. 2 point lead here for Southeastern as Gracie Arthur ready to let fly with it. Her serve off of Brown. Popped back up by Phelps. Beck going to help it through, and Arthur takes it. Schaefer with the load outside to Ramsey. Phelps digs it up. Brown bumps it back for Beck, and they tip it over. Putnam, nice save, but Van Fleet couldn't handle it. And it's 17-16. Richardson out, right in. As back to serve is Jersey Brown. Brown. Ready to eye it up. Serve is across. Branchfield brings it back over to Wright, who puts it down and in. It was one of those things. I think Phelps, they couldn't tell whether she should take it or not, just took it.
Yeah, right, able to drop that one in over the top of the defense, found a home for it to tie up this game at 17.
Brown unloads. Arthur back up to the net. Ramsey to Van Fleet. Beck going to help it out, and now Kitch will tip it over. Branchfield up for Schaefer for Van Fleet. Flip through and good.
And just like that, Southeastern with a hit there to result in a 1 point lead for them.
Serve by Ramsey. Off Kitch. Phelps kind of keeps it back up, and Kitch brings it over. Van Fleet brings it right back for Southeastern. Brown to Phelps. Set up for a right in the middle. Dug there by Ramsey. Putnam to the net, and Schaefer couldn't dig it out of there.
And again, these two teams just going back and forth as the Cyclones are able to tie the game up there at 18 apiece, and we'll see Ava Beck back here for the serve.
Beck, good serve off Branchfield. Ramsey brings it up. Schaefer, cross court. Kitch is there. They set it outside for Moore, who pounds it in and good. Nat Moore with a big shot. And West Prairie takes a 19-18 lead. Southeastern will step aside, so will we, right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by...
I have my certificate in vestibular rehabilitation, which focuses on patients with dizziness and balance disorders. It's been very rewarding because a lot of times it's a very short-lived treatment plan, and the patient has remarkable results in a small amount of time.
And we are back here. Glad you're alongside here. Big crowd filing in for the game here tonight. Glad you are alongside for it. As Southeastern trying to regroup a little bit here. Both of them, 19-18 lead for the West Prairie Cyclones as they try to get into that finishing kick. Beck, back row off Branchfield. Arthur chases it to the wall. Branchfield one-hands it over, and Welsh with it. Brown gonna bump it through, played by Southeastern. Great save by Arthur back there. Van Fleet tips it over. Welsh is up with it. Beck back sets it to her. She'll pound it over to the net. Right flips it down. Nice dig by Ramsey. Schaefer back over. Moore under it, and Welsh can't get it. What plays by both teams. I'm telling you, Gracie Arthur made a long run for that, John.
Yeah, a couple of good plays from Southeastern there, and they're going to get the point out of it.
Serve through by Van Fleet, high in the air. Beck brings it to the outside. Welsh will tip it. Ramsey's there. Putnam had to chase it from out of bounds. And then Van Fleet bumps it over, but out of bounds. Nice call by Drew Snyder. Probably heard that all the way up here. I know everybody in the gym did. Lindsey Dunn in to serve here as one of these two teams is going to have to take an advantage. Serve. Right there, there's Schaefer loaded for Ramsey in the middle. Brown digs at the back. Beck with a nice wrong run to it. Helped out, and then Wright sends it over. Van Fleet's there. Ramsey outside, Schaefer back row, out of bounds. And Southeastern takes a 2-pointed lead. Lady Suns needing a stop as West Prairie trying to get on a roll. Schaefer over with it. Beck takes it. Brown helps it out, and now Welsh walks it through. Ramsey takes on the outside. Putnam tries to help. Branchfield over, and West Prairie loads it up. Beck outside. It is Welsh. Cross courts. Putnam and up. Branchfield to Schaefer, and catches there. To Beck. She'll back set. Welsh the load. Off with the arms of Van Fleet and down. And John, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first 3-point lead by either team in this contest.
Most certainly, Greg. As we've been saying all broadcasts, these two teams very evenly matched, and you can tell definitely by the score in these two games.
And we do want to thank the folks making our broadcast possible, like Tom Conklin State Farm. Talk to Daphne or Evan today at Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb for surprisingly great rates. Call them at 309-837-1200 or stop and see them at 1221 West Jackson in Macomb. This West Prairie game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, and phone and camera systems in the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Dunn serve off of Van Fleet, 22-19 West Prairie lead. Van Fleet back row and caught it.
Big play there from the Suns, able to catch the back line and get this ball back in their hands. This is a 2-point advantage for the Cyclones.
Putnam, her serve, a line drive. Brown not able to get to it, and there's two quick ones in a row by Southeastern. Makes it 22-21. Putnam going to knot it up. Her serve off the side of her hand and out of bounds. It's 23-21. Callie Wright looking for a finish. Eyes it, sends it, and Arthur's underneath it. Branchfield helps it out. Bostic lobs it over, and they get it up to Beck. Set for Welsh at the net. She'll dribble it over, in and good. Game and or match point for the Lady Cyclones. As Callie Wright comes to it. Walks toward, sends the load off of Arthur. Tipped over by Schaefer. Beck pops it high. Wright says, I got you. Now to Kitch, and Schaefer loads. Ramsey set up for Schaefer. Dug there by Wright. Beck going to tip it over. On the run is Ramsey. Schaefer to Van Fleet. The load up. One hand try by Wright, but she couldn't get it. 24-22. Lady Sun's got to score 2 in a row now to tie things up. A side out means a West Prairie win. Schaefer, her serve off of Dunn, up to the net. Beck, well, they get it out of there, and Southeastern plays. Dunn is underneath it. Beck set out for Welsh. Back row, Schaefer digs. Arthur up to Bostic, bumps over. West Prairie plays. Beck up for Welsh again. That one is good, and the Cyclones take out the Lady Suns in 2. 25-23, 25-22. Let me tell you, folks, you cannot cut it any much closer than that. And we do want to thank our fine folks making our broadcast possible. Here now, folks, for the varsity match, we're going to take a long break here as there'll be a 20-minute live auction coming up here. So we're going to take quite a big break, and be a little patient, and then come back and we'll be here for the varsity stream. Want to thank everybody for making our broadcast possible. We'll stop aside for a couple moments and be back in yours with a huge varsity contest coming up.